Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Wednesday, the 19th day of March, 2025. Hope you're safe and healthy today. Hope your family is safe and healthy and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, along with the first responders who are out here every day trying to save lives. Those also that pick up garbage, keep our places clean, and those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover the teenagers and children that are victims of child molestation and pedophilia. People that are also victims of pornography, child pornography, prostitution, child prostitution, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators, the profiteers, and the perverts that cause these industries to exist. Finally, double blessings on the homeless. More than 600,000 men, women, children, families, senior citizens, and veterans homeless in the United States of America. Numbers are growing. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. There's going to be a basketball game tonight in San Antonio, Texas. The New York Knicks are playing the Spurs in San Antonio, part of a back-to-back. 8 o'clock tonight on League Pass. I guess you're in New York, you might, I don't know what you watch it on in New York these days, but with all that's going on, but I watch it on League Pass. So, now, they list Mitchell Robinson as questionable, and I totally understand that because it's a back-to-back, which means he's either going to play tonight or tomorrow, but probably not both. Since they do play Saturday night. They play Saturday night, I think that's at the Garden. They play Saturday night against the Wizards. So you're probably going to see Mitchell Robinson Saturday night, but where's that game at? They play at the Garden against the Wizards Saturday night. So since you're getting him Saturday night, it means one of these two back-to-back, he's not going to play. I'd rather him play tonight and not tomorrow, but I can understand whichever one they decide to go with. Now, for San Antonio, right now, they have been decimated by injuries. Victor Wembanyama is out for the season. De'Aaron Fox is out for the season. Charles Bassey is out against the Knicks. They're missing a lot of their regular rotation players right now. So they will be going, but they still got, they still got Devin Vassell, Stephen Castle, the rookie's playing tremendous this year, Harrison Barnes, and Chris Paul. The weakness is at center. Without Charles Bassey, they have Bismack Biyombo, who really at this stage of his career is really good for 10 to 15 minutes at the most. That's what you can get from him at this stage of his career. They have Jeremy Sohan coming in there behind him, who's really a forward. So I can see if the Knicks were to decide to sit MitchRob today, because Bismack Biyombo has no shot. I mean, absolutely zero chance of guarding Gato. He cannot. It's just not going to be able to happen. So they're going to have to double Karl Anthony Towns. And when you double Karl Anthony Towns with this Knicks team, the way they like to move off ball, you're in trouble, okay? So I can see if the Knicks decide to sit MitchRob. Now, regardless if MitchRob sits today or tomorrow, you're going to have some minutes for Precious Achiuwa, at the 5. So Precious is going to play either tonight or tomorrow. He's going to play some good minutes because of this situation with Mitchell Robinson. Yeah, and and you may even see some OG at the 5. Because this is a situation you could do that. You could put against Bismack Biyombo, you could play OG and it'll be at the 5 if you want to. So you have a lot of flexibility there. The bench for San Antonio is decent. They got Jeremy Sohan, Champagnie, Keldon Johnson. They got a pretty decent bench. Blake Wesley, they're pretty good bench. But they're missing, like I said, Victor Wembanyama, De'Aaron Fox, big time. Those are the guys that make this team a threat when they are a threat. So it's not going to be an easy game. This ain't the NC2A tournament. This is the league, and the Knicks are traveling down to San Antonio to play them. And it's part of a back-to-back where they got to travel back east to play Charlotte tomorrow. So anything could happen. They have to come out sharp and ready. Energy is going to be the key thing here. I am really expecting And I only say this because of how they are. I mean, like, I expect Josh Hart to come with his energy. I expect Deuce McBride to come out with energy. I expect OG, McCall. I expect all those guys to come out with energy. Now, tomorrow, that might be a different story. But tonight, I'm expecting all those guys to come with energy today. So, Cameron Payne, Landry Shamet, all of these cats, precious. They need to come with energy. The only guy on the injury list right now is, aside from Jalen Brunson, is Mitchell Robinson, and we just explained why that is an area who Porter we already know about. So they should be okay. Tomorrow might be a different story, but tonight they should be good to go. And so let's just break. I don't want to, we shouldn't have a whole bunch of turnovers. Should be some nice, crisp basketball on two ways of the floor. Of course, we don't want anybody to get hurt. Okay, no injuries today, please. And we should be in good shape. Deuce has been handling the point guard role excellently for, the absence of Jalen Brunson. Excellently. So, but we're going to need, real key here is we're going to need Cat to be Cat and Josh Hart to be Josh Hart. Everybody else can do what they do normally, but we're going to need that Josh Hart energy on the boards and all over the floor like he always is, Charlie Hustle. And we're going to need Cat to dominate because he can. Because he can. We're fortunate to have Karl Anthony Towns at the 5 right now, where there is no center that could guard him in the NBA. Really, there's not. So, and the Knicks right now are in a very good position in the standings, solidly 3rd seed. Right now, the Knicks are 5 full games ahead of the 4th place Indiana Pacers. They are basically 6 full games behind the 2nd seeded Boston Celtics. So the Knicks are in a solid 3rd seed right now. It looks like Detroit is in the 6th seed, and they got the 6th seed by 5 full games over Atlanta. So it looks like Detroit's going to hold on to the 6th seed going down the stretch here. There's probably, at this point, 69 games for Detroit. There's 13 games to go. The likelihood that they lose this 6th seed is they would have to be a monumental collapse. But right now, it's Detroit, Indiana, and Milwaukee that all 3 are within a game of each other, battling for the 4th seed. But the Knicks, whoever ends up in the 6th seed today would be Detroit, would play the Knicks in a 7-game series. Cleveland, the play-in is going to be Atlanta, Orlando, Chicago, and Miami. Those are the 4 teams in the play-in. Anything could happen again because the play-ins are one and done type of situation. But if it was today, if it was according to the order, Cleveland would play Orlando in a 7-game series. Boston would play Atlanta in a 7-game series. The Knicks would play Detroit, and then Indiana and Milwaukee would play in a 7-game series. That's how it would go as of today. So the Knicks are pretty solidly in the 3rd seed. The question is now how they could gel down the stretch, get MitchRob back to MitchRob, and he's getting closer every game. He's getting a little bit better, and getting back Jalen Brunson healthy and keeping everybody healthy. And of course, how many wins can they get? I was expecting 55 in the 2nd seed, as I said, but I think they can still get 53. I still think they can get 53 wins in the 3rd seed, which is a really good year still, and good position going into the playoffs for the Knicks. So I think we're in good shape here. Just continue to roll, continue to get sharp. Like I said, let MitchRob continue to acclimate. I hope he plays tonight. I think he will. Probably he's not going to play. I don't think he's going to play tonight and tomorrow. He's probably going to play one of these 2 games. I expect him to play tonight, rest tomorrow, be ready at Madison Square Garden to play the Wizards on Saturday night. That's where I kind of see that this is going. Because Charlotte, right now they're decimated as well, and they've had all kind of problems. Like they got nobody in the injury list, but they tried to trade Mark Williams, and that didn't work out. So they got him back, and then they got Miles Bridges and our boy Daquan Jeffries has been playing a lot of minutes for Charlotte, tanking Charlotte team, and he and Josh Green. So but I'm not as worried about Mark Williams either. So I think we'll be in good shape against them if MitchRob sits. So anyway, again, this is coming down the stretch right now. Stay healthy, stay sharp, right? get MitchRob back, let Jalen Brunson come back, and I'm pretty sure the Knicks are just resting Brunson until April so that he can just be ready for the playoffs. Again, the fact that Deuce is playing such a high level right now on both sides of the ball, you don't have to rush Jalen Brunson back. You can take your time, let him come back when he's ready, let him be sharp when he comes down in April, get them, I think he needs 5 games before he's got the 65 in and he can get all postseason accolades that he should have coming to him. But aside from that, just get him sharp, ready to go for the playoffs. So yeah, just don't get hurt. That's what we're doing right now. We're trying not to get anybody hurt, rolling down the stretch of this thing. Tom Thibodeau has done an excellent job this year again for his 5th season in New York. So the New York Knicks have gone from his first year 4th seed. His second year they weren't in the weren't in the playoffs. They were 37 and 45. His third year, they again 3rd seed or 5th seed, something like that. Last year, 2nd seed, okay? And this year, again, 3rd seed. Thibodeau has been doing a tremendous job. And it's interesting. I asked in the podcast earlier this week, the live, how long has Thibs had this Knicks squad? And somebody said 5 years. And see, that's what happens when you're looking at Twitter too much. He's had this team 1 year. He's built it. He's built the culture and the identity over 5 years. But this team is having Karl-Anthony Towns, Mikal Bridges, and OG Anunoby with Bridges playing together for the first time. This is the first year they were all playing together. So this is the 4th, and see, everybody's so, let's get rid of Thibs stupidness that they're trying to rush, like he's had this team 5 years. No, he's built it. It takes 5 years to rebuild. I mean, there's some exceptions, but it takes 5 years to rebuild. He has built it in the 5 years. So now you're at the stage now of this season where you're talking about, okay, let's get positioned for the playoff. There was a time when people were getting mad at the Knicks for winning at this time of year because they wanted to tank. That wasn't too long ago. That was pre-Thibs, okay? But now it's about, okay, what position in the playoffs are we going to be? Who are we playing in the playoffs? And how deep a run can we make? You know what that's called? Long-term sustainable winning. That's where you're at right now, okay? Now, of course, for the short-sighted, for those that overreact at every game, when every loss is the end of the world, nothing makes sense because their life don't make sense. But when you are looking at a longer term with a more mature view, put it that way, you can look at a bigger picture. And right now, the Knicks you could pencil them in. They're going to be in the playoffs. The question is, where will they be in the playoffs? What position they're going to be? Well, this year is the 3rd seed in the East, okay? And so it is what it is. And this team is the first year they were all together. You bring this same team back with healthy Mitchell Robinson going into training camp. The East going to have a problem, okay? They're already going to have a problem this year as Mitchell Robinson gets healthier and Jalen Brunson gets healthier. And you're coming into the playoffs with your full contingent of rotation ready to go. You're going to have a problem this year. You know what I'm saying? I respect Cleveland. I respect Boston. Boston is the defending champion. So you got to give them their respect. They bring back their same team. And had the nerve to add Torrey Craig to that. Cleveland now, 3rd year of all of them being together. You bring in Kenny Atkinson, brings them to another level. Okay, so you got to respect that. And they got far and away the best team in the East right now. I mean, they 6.5 games up on Boston. So they right now it looks like, Cleveland has got an excellent chance. They have played 68 games, which means they got 14 games left. They got an excellent chance to win, 65, 66 games, this year. That's a tremendous season right there. So they're having an all-time great season for them. Congratulations. But when we have MitchRob healthy and being himself, Brunson's healthy, and the Knicks defense is now turning up. What you want, again, you want to be playing your best basketball in April and May. It looks like this is what's going on, okay? You're giving Deuce McBride a lot of time, a lot of minutes here to show and get. That's all going to help you when Deuce returns to MobbDeep. It's going to be on. There's a couple of question marks, but not much for us to be tripping about. This is a good scenario that we're in right now. So I'm not worried about Cleveland or Boston. I just say let's bring it on. But we're just getting ourselves ready right now. See, there are other teams like Milwaukee, like Indiana, like Detroit. They're battling for their seeding right now. There are teams like in the West, Minnesota, Golden State. In fact, between second seeded Houston Rockets and the fifth seeded Memphis Grizzlies, there's one game separating them. And then between the 6th seed Golden State Warriors and the 7th seed Minnesota Timberwolves, there's a half game separating them. And if Minnesota wins tonight, that'll be tied. Okay? So they battling all the way down to the wire to the end of the season. The Knicks are in a very good spot, along with Cleveland and Boston. Right now, we just all trying to cruise, get tight, get our games tight. What Thibs would say, fix some things and get ready for the playoffs. That's where we at right now. So let's do that. Let's continue that tonight in San Antonio. Again, nobody get hurt. Let's just ball the way we can ball and take care of this business down in Alamo. Y'all enjoy the game tonight on Wednesday. Be safe out there. So